we're going to start this half hour with a live look over at downtown Detroit as Metro Detroiters celebrate a legacy that forever changed America. Today we are diving into that remarkable journey it took to have Martin Luther King Jr. Day recognized as a federal holiday. The path to making it reality took 3 decades, including 15 years of passionate campaigning that united voices from Motown legend Stevie Wonder to the National Football League.
Now the second thing that you can do to help us down in Alabama and Mississippi and all over the South is to work with determination to get rid of any segregation and discrimination in Detroit.
Now that was Dr. King speaking right here in Detroit at Cobo Hall in June of 1963. Months before his historic March on Washington, Dr. King led 125,000 people down Woodward in Detroit's Walk to Freedom. Now here he delivered an early version of what would become one of the most powerful speeches in American history.
I have a dream. My 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today.
Now, the journey to make today a federal holiday began in the halls of Congress, led by Detroit's own Representative John Conyers. It faced significant hurdles on Capitol Hill. In 1979, Conyers' first vote fell 5 votes short of passing. But supporters, including Detroit's own Stevie Wonder, would not give up. Wonder even created what would become an anthem for the cause in 1981.
The dream is clear as he, that day should make it become an illusion, and we all know everything that each different time will bring, or in peace our heart will sing, thanks to Martin Luther King. Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you.
All right, well, Stevie Wonder's Happy Birthday wasn't just a song, it was a powerful call to action. By 1983, following a remarkable petition drive gathering 6 million signatures, Congress finally passed the bill. President Ronald Reagan then signed it into law, marking a historic victory for civil rights.
We've got some difficult days ahead, but it really doesn't matter with me now because I've been to the mountaintop. I don't mind. Like anybody, I would like to live a long life. Longevity has its place. But I'm not concerned about that now. I just want to do God's will. And He's allowed me to go up to the mountain. And I've looked over and I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land. So I'm happy tonight. I'm not worried about anything. I'm not fearing any man. Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord.
Now, those words came from Dr. King's final speech in Memphis just 1 day before his assassination on April 4th, 1968. While the federal holiday was established in 1983, 15 years after his assassination, it would take until 2000 for all 50 states to recognize it. And today, our city honors the legacy of Dr. King, who became the youngest recipient of the Nobel Peace Prize for his unwavering commitment to nonviolent resistance. Across Detroit, acts of service are happening at this very moment to remember the man who gave his life for the dreams of others to come true. On this day, we remember his enduring vision of unity and equality for all, a dream that continues to inspire and challenge us to build a much better tomorrow. And there are plenty of events happening around the city to honor that legacy, including a very special day at the Charles H. Wright Museum of African American History. This year's theme, We Who Believe in Freedom, celebrates Dr. King's commitment to justice, equality, and peace. Joining us right now is Lance Wheeler. He is the Vice President of Learning and Engagement over at the museum. First of all, thank you for skipping your breakfast to be here. I know it's a big deal as well.
Good morning, and it's no problem.
First of all, I enjoyed your nodding your head through our history lesson there, so we got everything right, I presume.
Yes, you did.
Let's just focus on today's events first. You've got a very long list, but a great lineup of things that people can do, right?
Yes. We have a long day. Today has started already at 7 o'clock. We're doing our annual breakfast. And so our keynote speaker is going to be Ambassador Attila Shabazz, and our invocation speaker is going to be Dr. Ilyasa Shabazz, the daughters of both Malcolm X and Dr. Betty Shabazz. And
how did you get them to come?
You know,
it's a big deal.
Just a little convincing, you know, just talking to them and say, hey, please come back to Detroit. You know, your family is rooted here, and I think it's going to be a special time and having them in conversation as well. Who's going to moderate that conversation is going to be Orlando Bailey.
Oh, okay, great. You know, Detroit has such a storied and such a proud history in the Black culture and Black community. You know, when you talk about like Malcolm X's daughters, I'm sure getting them here probably wasn't that difficult because we are proud. We're proud of what we've accomplished. We're proud of, not necessarily proud of where we started, but proud of where we are now.
Yes, yes. It wasn't hard. I think maybe the difficulty was the snow. But I think they were happy to come back, to be here at the Wright. You know, we're celebrating 60 years of existence in leading culture and having those conversations in the city of Detroit. It only made sense to bring them here to the museum for this annual MLK breakfast program.
All right, so speaking of the museum, I know you have an exhibit on Dr. King as well. It's something you can see pretty much year round, or is it just during this month?
Yeah, And Still We Rise is our core exhibition,
Yeah.
and today is free to the general public all day. And also our programs are free as well as all day.
So I'm not sure how to phrase this without offending people, so I'll just say it straight out there. I don't think everyone quite understands the history that we have, especially connected to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. You know, going through some of the scripts that we had read, that producer Mary put together, you know, looking at Stevie Wonder, looking at John Conyers, but even knowing that, I don't want to say practiced, but there was an early version of that speech delivered here, that's something we can be proud of.
Yes, and we should be proud of that. You know, Detroit is a city that's always been about movement, coalition building, collective action, and Dr. King's speech that led to the I Have a Dream speech is significant here in this city, and I think it couldn't have happened anywhere else but the city of Detroit.
Right. Do you think that was intentional to kind of bounce it off and see what the feedback was going to be?
Definitely.
Yeah.
At that time, before it was the largest march that was taking place before the March on Washington, right? And so I think it was really a precursor to say we could do this, and the city of Detroit showed that.
Yeah. Why do you think it took us this long to honor him properly? I know. I opened up a whole can of words.
It's a complicated question, but I think understanding the man and the legacy. I think, you know, at the point of towards the end of his life, he was not the most popular man in the country. And sadly, it took until his assassination, his passing, and the work of his wife, Coretta Scott King, to actually move this forward. And so I think that is really the reason why it's taken so long. I think really truly understanding his impact across all 50 states, and so that we're still unpacking them today.
Yeah. Aside from his core message of equality, what things do you think that we can probably still do better that he was hoping that we could do?
I think understand our rights as citizens, right? I think that was key, understanding who we are as people, and then also how to be a good citizen, a good human being, I think are key values, and continuing to understand that freedom is not won just in one day. It's a continue on struggle that we have to achieve for it collectively. And that's why our theme for this year is We Who Believe in Freedom. It's a collective action.
And especially given, you know, we keep talking about Detroit's history, Rosa Parks. I mean, there are so many people that stood up against tremendous backlash and adversity, saying that these are core civil rights, even when they weren't.
Yes, yes. And, you know, I would say that's the significance of the museum. We are constantly educating people that is still an ongoing thing. And I have to also say Dr. Wright himself also understood that,
Yes.
right? That is why we have the museum. He understood how do we preserve our legacy and our stories, but then also share that to the world.
Right, right. Okay, so one more time, just go ahead and highlight today free. Come on in, right?
Come in. It's free all day. Have fun. We're having a hustle with history class, so we're dancing and learning history.
Okay.
We have a
Wait, hustle with history?
hustle history.
I
yes.
love it.
Yeah, right. And so we have something called Art of a Bridge, and so we're doing an art workshop and craft where the idea, you start an individual project, but then collectively you will come together with people and then make a bigger picture, right? And so it's thinking about the movement in itself. It may start with an individual, but it really starts with a group of people, right?
Okay.
We also have a film screening from Eyes on the Prize. We're also going to have a civil rights icon named Judy Richardson. She's a former member of SNCC, and so there will be a talk about conversation with her. And Scott Benson, Councilman Scott Benson, is also launching a bike tour at the museum at 9 o'clock. People are going to actually be riding their bikes in the cold and the snow.
In this stuff?
Yes, to follow the footsteps of Dr. King and other civil rights historical moments in the city of Detroit.
That's very cool.
And that's just a list of things that are happening in the museum.
I think what you could have said is just come now and stay all day.
Yeah, exactly. Once again, 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock at night. And really the evening program is called Soul of the Dream, and honoring MLK, and that's so poetry, spoken word, and music. That is a really fun event as well.
Yeah, it sounds like. Okay, Lance, thank you so much. I can't wait to see what today looks like. Thanks, man.